everyone, I thought I'd just update you happening with some of my smaller version of paintings, smaller fruit painting, drawing things with oil paints basically, because I've been doing a lot of them behind the scene rather than recording them, and I don't want to just jump right back in and you'd be like, well, what happened here? Where did you get to this point? How did you get to this point? So this one was originally from Christmas. If any of you have found me on Vlogmas Christmas this year, you may recognise it. It has changed slightly. It just needs to be edited a little bit more. I just want to make that white more of a permanent white, just to drag it forward a little bit more, and then I think it'll be done. And then also to put the black bits of the pear stalk in. But that one kind of started it all off, because I now have this next one, which was the one I did after this one. It does work with the ones that I've currently got, but because it is landscape rather than portrait, I can't put it as a triptych in my photo frames because they'll just look a bit weird, but I will keep that one to the side. I think that one actually is pretty much finished. It's not perfect, but it's doing what I want it to do. But I can always go back to it, obviously. That circle and backdrop is kind of fighting each other to try and get some attention, but it's one of those things you just have to come back for. Then I've got these three just here. This one I did by myself. I didn't actually re-record it because I didn't need to, because I just sat down and just started painting. This one I think I did actually record. It was in one take. And then this one I believe I did record, but I've done a couple of extra layers on top which I haven't recorded. I think this one just needs a bit more of an edit, but this one's got quite thick paint on it, so I'm going to let it dry and then go back over it slightly. But this one and this one are both done, I reckon. I quite like the rough look. I didn't realise that, well, for so long I've been doing oil paintings that I want it to be pristine and crisp, but actually leaving the white marks of where you've drawn the fruit is actually a common theme, that when you actually get really up close to an artwork you can actually see it, and I think that's what makes it interesting and curious, because it's not officially complete in the eye of some people, but for me these look so much better than, let's say, some of my other pieces that are pristine, clear cut and just perfect. I had a go at doing some more whilst I had to do an oil painting to do with, well, another project basically, and I didn't want to waste the paint, so I ended up doing 2 more oil paintings. They're only quite small, but these are quite fast and vigorous, should we say, compared to the rest. But I still quite like the technique of it. This, you can tell what it is, even though it's only had about 5 minutes work on it. It's still just as interesting as the other ones. These are much more abstract. They are much more abstracted compared to the rest of them. And also because I had some leftover paint, I decided, instead of just, well, wasting it, which is a word I don't like to use or do, in the fact, I used another piece of board and just put it onto this board, which sounds very straightforward, but just the unintentional use of getting rid of some paint, it's made this really lovely stormy feel to it, which I can't quite describe. And some of these marks that I've done is where I've rolled the paintbrush onto the paper just to make sure I get all the paint off the brush, because it lasts a lot longer, because when you're using white spirit to wipe it all off and drying it on a towel, it stops from going crisp as much, which is a very bad habit of mine I keep doing, but it is what it is. It's nice, and well, it's just more interesting than some paintings that I have come across on recently, should we say. So yeah, I think that's the update done. I just want to edit this pear one a little bit more with some white for the next 10 minutes or so, and then I reckon it would be done. Hooray! I've just got to find, well, I do have a picture frame that I can put it in, but I'll just have to work out how to stick it to the back of it. As always, I'm using Winsor Newton oil paints. Not because I do like them, but because of the thick consistency, you can dilute it down if you don't want to use as much as some of the others. Okay, I think that's enough of the white because I don't want to overdo it. So I'm just going to add in the black stem. Quite hard actually. So I think I'm going to use a palette knife for this bit. There you go. And I'll just use a new board to get rid of any excess that I've got on my paintbrush. I think I use the black side this side, this time. There you go. And I'll keep that one to the side until I've got enough paint to call it an artwork, should we say. So yeah, that's it. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything you've seen today that you'd like me to explain further, please leave it in the comment section below. If you like, there's also in my description box links to all my social medias and also my EP7 account, which is where you'll find all my artworks that I feature on for sale, as well as a couple of extras that I don't upload on my channel, just because sometimes that is nice, and this is just a fraction of what I do outside of YouTube. There's also my PayPal account if you'd like to send a donation. That'd be much appreciated. It gets me just that little bit further towards financial freedom, and also I can buy more art supplies which I can then make better videos with. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I shall see you guys later. Bye!